What it do, my people? What it do? Good boy, back with another video. Preseason number 2. We gonna get started. We go ahead and put this link in the chat. You wanna come up? Let's say you're more than welcome to come up. Yeah. Preseason number 2 going down. We had one game happen last night: Chicago Bears versus Seattle Seahawks, and the Seahawks did not look too good. Chicago Bears, man, they pretty much looked like they was in mid-season form. Even the rookies and the undrafted free agents, they look like they was in mid-season form. What's going on, T?
What's good? What's good?
Let me run down my people that say here. What's going on, Brian Colvin? What's going on, D-Man Jr.? Of course, my man Southern T is in the house. But yeah, man, the Seattle Seahawks, they don't look good. I don't see this being a good year for them. They're gonna have a rebuild season. They don't look good at all. Like I said, Chicago, they look like they was in mid-season form. They came out there firing on all cylinders. Now it was kind of a rough start. There was a lot of penalties called on Seattle that put them in bad field positions and gave Chicago more chances to score points. But it just didn't look. It didn't look good for Seattle. They didn't look like they was ready to play
And,
last night.
and they had, they got a quarterback issue going on in Seattle right now.
Yep.
Drew Lock, is hurt, right? You would think that he will be the day one starter. Geno Smith has been playing during the preseason. He been playing badly. Drew Lock just got hurt last week, so Geno Smith actually may be the starter. So what we
Yeah.
seeing with Geno Smith could very well carry on into the season if Drew Lock, can't come back. Geno
Yeah.
Smith will be that starter for the actual team, like the
Right.
regular season starter.
And last time we see Gino, I mean, what it was like as a starter, was a couple of years ago. The last time we seen him as an actual starter, it was like a couple of years ago. So I mean, it doesn't look good for Seattle. Don't look good at all for Seattle. What's going on, G5?
Yo!
Yeah, it don't look good for Seattle at all. Now, other news, they actually had the ruling for the boy Deshaun Watson. They came back. They extended his suspension to 11 games and a $5 million fine. So he won't be back until week 12. So that don't look good for Cleveland either. Cleveland, they went ahead and traded away.
But you know what the crazy part about that is, D Free?
What's that?
They he ain't even been found guilty yet.
Right.
That's crazy how like they can take this man money and some more shit. Like they ain't even.
Yeah, he hasn't. He hasn't. That's what I'm saying. This gonna be what he sat out all last year.
Yeah.
He only played the half of the year prior to that because I think he was injured. I think he got injured. And he only played like a half a year. So it's like roughly like 2 years. This man will not be playing football.
Hey, the killing part about it is what you said. We was talking about this the other day, bro. And it's like, I can see if he was guilty, but the NFL looking at, hey, you tainting our organization. And they got to
Right.
make an example somehow. He got guaranteed 200 some million. That
Mm-hmm.
$5 million fine, he just gonna flick that out there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That ain't
Guaranteed.
nothing.
That's on them. He good,
Yeah.
regardless. If he don't play no more, he got a guaranteed 200 plus mil. And he ain't got to do shit else for the rest of his life.
Yeah. I
So
think
I
I
mean,
think I think I think his guarantee was I think he had like a 60 or $70 million guarantee, and then the rest of it was off of what he was making per year. So I mean, either way, he's still good. He's still good. However you look at it. He's still good.
Yeah.
Um, I just I just find it crazy that the daggone league gonna fine him. I mean, gonna suspend him more games. They gave him a 6 game suspension, which should have been good enough because he wasn't found guilty. But then you extended another 5 games and you giving him a $5 million fine. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I just find it crazy because I'm like, you didn't do that to nobody else. I mean, yeah, you gave Ezekiel Elliott a couple of extra game suspension, but you ain't doing like you did with
You put your liquor.
Deshaun Watson. It wasn't nowhere even close.
It jacked up because it was six, and then when they changed to whoever was over the case, the prosecutor or whoever was over the case,
Mm-hmm.
and how they Goodell and them, and they wanted to boost up the suspension. I'm like, damn, they feel like six wasn't enough. I'm
Right.
like, that's fucked up.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The man sat out all last year. And he suspended himself last year because he could have played last year. He
He
sat on the
refused.
bench. But
Mm-hmm.
he sat out all last year, and then you're going to suspend the man 6 games, and then you say, you know what? That wasn't good enough. We're going to give him 5 more games and take $5 million from him
Right,
for something that he wasn't found guilty for.
right. They trying to make
Yeah.
an example. It's a guy in ironically, we were just talking about Seattle, right? The guy used
Mm-hmm.
to play for Seattle, white guy named I can't remember Zach Wheeler. I think his name may be Zach Wheeler. He had a domestic violence case against him. This was like 2 years ago. Zach Wheeler had a domestic violence case for Seattle. They suspended him like 4 games, and he kept
Mm-hmm.
playing. You let no fine. I think they did fine. I think they fined him like
Hey,
300,000. But
remember that Giants team?
he beat his girlfriend, but the difference in that was right. It was a white man and a black woman. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people didn't know they kept her identity under wraps. It was a black woman that he beat. It was a white man married to a black woman. He beat her up. He only got suspended 4 games. So you mean to tell
Right.
me he get 4, but Watson get 11, and he actually pled guilty, found guilty, went to jail. Watson ain't did none of that.
Right.
You know what I
That's
mean?
what I said. I mean, we already know is because of the skin color. Because, like I said, anybody else, if that was Tom Brady or dang on Peyton Manning or Drew Brees or something like that, it would have been a slap on the wrist, and they would have been probably sat out for like a game and a half and been right back.
Right.
But, but I mean, I just find it crazy
Especially
that
without
they extended it for another 5. I mean, another 5 games,
that's the
and
new. They got a new not commissioner. I feel like they got a new somebody. It's a new woman. It's a woman. It used to be a man. He stepped down, and a new woman got appointed. It's some spot in the. It's a high place in office, but
you
it's
talking about player personnel,
player. Yeah. Player personnel. I think it's a new woman that got hired, and she upped it, and she pressed forward to get
or
up.
it's either player personnel or player policy. It's like the person that overlooks the player
Yeah,
status outside of the game, what you're doing outside of the game to
right.
make it a
She
better look on
the
the
new
NFL.
Yeah, the new lady in charge had appealed for it to be raised, and they approved it. And they
Right,
raised
right.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, be free.
Yo.
Hey, the Browns crazy. Like so, I'm looking at the current logistics of it. Deshaun contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's 230 million, right? He get 45 million just to sign his name.
Watson.
Just
Yeah.
to sign his
Yeah,
name.
that was what he got from the Browns. That's not even what he got from the
Yeah,
Texans.
yeah. No, I'm just talking about for the Browns, and then the guarantee that's signing 230 million. That's in escrow, bro.
Yeah.
Guarantee. Good.
Yeah. That's what I say. He's straight. He ain't worried about nothing.
He good, bro.
The
He
only
is
people
good.
the only people that's hurting in this situation is the Browns. He's not
Yep.
struggling at all. The Browns is the team that's hurt. He's straight. But on to other news. It looked like most of the teams this upcoming preseason, starting tomorrow, most of the teams will be playing their starters for like a half because it's like the last dress rehearsal before the actual real game. Because next week is going to be mostly the rookies and the undrafted free agents that's going to play, so they can try to narrow it down to this 53-man roster. So the first half of these games tomorrow is going to pretty much look like real games. They're going to be playing a lot of the starters for pretty much the first half. And then
Mm-hmm.
they're going to start to sit them down, so you're going to get a better feel
The Ram,
of
the
what your
Rams.
teams are doing.
I heard through the mill the Rams not playing none of their starters.
Well, the Rams,
Oh,
the Rams ain't going to play their starters, but majority of the teams they will be playing a lot of their
yeah,
starters.
especially the
I
ones that's
know,
trying to solidify positions.
yeah, I know. Washington is definitely playing their starters for the first half. Ron Rivera always said it. He playing his starters for the first half on defense and
Y'all play
offense.
y'all play
Kansas City,
Saturday.
we got Kansas
Saturday.
City.
What day?
Saturday at 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock your time. What's
What's
going on,
good,
Just Do?
fellas? What's good, fellas? I'm just getting situated. I've been out of it. What's going on, man? Y'all know I'm just getting. If I just rolled up, first time today, y'all
You
know
look like
it's,
you just got back.
it's
I
one of
know
them
you just
days.
got back. Look, you look like you just got
Yeah,
back.
it's like one of them days. But I'm good.
Yeah,
What's going on, brothers?
Hey,
I ain't smoked today.
yeah, but it's
You got one of them?
yeah,
Who y'all talking about? Weeks? You said weeks
it's week
Two.
two.
2?
Yeah, week two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
preseason 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, a lot of these teams gonna be playing their starters for majority of the first half. Most of them probably will play the first half. Like I said, Washington defense and offense, we playing our starters. Well, majority of our starters the first half. There's a few of them that's not gonna play, but majority of our starters is gonna play the first half. Um, because we down to only two tight ends that's healthy right now. There is not no serious injuries, but Logan Thomas he's still working his way back. And then we had a couple of little nagging injuries, little hamstring here. I feel like a hamstring tight on one of the tight ends, and another one I think he had a tightness in his groin. So it's little nagging injuries here and there or whatever. What's going on, Judah Ben Israel? But yeah, it's not nothing serious. I think we only had one serious. Did we have a serious injury? Yeah, we did. We had one serious injury, but it was to a rookie. So I think his season is over with. It was a rookie. I think it was somebody that we brought from the practice squad. We brought him up to see what he could do this year, and I think he either tore his ACL or he did something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it wasn't nobody that actually was projected to make the 53-man roster, but he was on the team last year, and we was giving him a chance to see what he could do this year about making the 53-man roster. But far as the key opponents to Washington, everybody's looking good. They say Carson Wentz is looking even better than he looked last Saturday. They said he's been firing on all points. He's getting the chemistry down with the wide receivers. He threw yesterday. He had a hell of a game yesterday. I mean, a hell of a practice yesterday. He threw a dart. I don't know how he got that joint in there to Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin was draped by like two defenders, and he snuck that joint in there for a touchdown. It was like a 20-yard
That
touchdown.
make Lauren do pretty fast. He nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually nice.
Then he threw a Hail Mary to Jahan Dotson for a touchdown, and he threw a dynamic
What up?
on the button, the only spot he could have put it at to Brown to DeAndre Brown, and he been looking good. So I hope he continue this through the season because he look like he's on point. He look like he got the playbook down and he's feeling more comfortable with the playbook. And they starting to open the playbook. And even Scott Turner said he said now that we have a quarterback that has the arm that Carson Wentz has, he said we can open up the playbook and do what I always wanted.
Y'all got Carson Wentz now?
Yeah, Carson Wentz is our starter.
You know what always been his problem? Lack of offensive line. He be like running for his life.
Dude.
Yeah,
You ever watch him play? He be running for his life, bro.
that's what I
I
said.
was telling D Free. I was telling D Free when everybody was clowning him when we found out because I think we found out they got him on we was on my panel one
Yeah.
day and they was clowning him right? And I was like, y'all clown. I was like, but you when you look at it, he really don't have bad seasons. He's not a bad
He's
quarterback.
Nah,
not, yo. He
Thing,
my
not.
whole
if
No
my only
anything,
line.
problem with
it's his
him, my
health.
only problem with Carson Wentz was him staying healthy.
And
That
I
was my
just
Running
only
think
problem.
anything is his health,
because
and
he
that
be
got a
running
lot to
for his
do with
life.
his offensive
Yeah.
lines being,
Yeah, he be running for his life back there. You ever see it? Or sometimes he like
that's
to
how
hold
he.
the ball long too, though. But
Yeah. People
But
other
yeah,
forget
than
he
that,
used to be a running quarterback, but he got to the NFL. In the
yeah,
NFL, they
yeah.
tell you not to run. He listened to him, and they blew his fucking knees
what's
out.
going on,
And,
Yoda?
and I'm gonna
They
add
was
to your
laughing at
point.
his knees and shit.
I'm
You know
gonna
what I mean?
add to your point how we know they be telling quarterbacks not to do that once they get to the league. Because I just read up on my Cowboys, and they damn sure was they restricted Dak last year. They was telling him not to run the ball. Don't run the ball. So I'm sitting here,
If
imagine
you
how many games I watched where it looked like he could have just ran for the first down. He elected to throw it, and we sitting
right,
here, we got to listen to this criticism all throughout the year. Why didn't he just run
exactly.
it? Well, there go your answers, man. Read up on it, man. They did not. They stopped that man from running. If you limit your quarterback, you limit your chance of winning. If
Yep.
he's a dual
And it's,
threat, you allow him to be exactly that. You don't limit your
and
quarterback.
especially if your line suspect, you need to give him free range to
And
run.
when you
And
speaking about ours, one of our best linemen had
Cowboys,
some type of like health situation where he retired early, and then we had another one hurt, and Tyron Smith be battling injuries, man.
Yeah.
You,
PGH. I don't think Carson Wentz fold under pressure. He doesn't fold under pressure.
I don't
It's
think so either.
you gotta look at the season he had before he got injured. He led the daggone Philly to the Super Bowl. He got injured right before the playoffs. He came back in the playoffs and took him
But you
all
know
the way.
what people do? They discount all that work, and not saying nobody here, but people that discount all the work he did to getting him there
because he
because
played
he,
the
you know
Super
what I'm saying,
Bowl.
he got hurt, yo. He damn sure a better quarterback than
Everybody wanted to say. Everybody want to act like
Right.
it was Nick Foles that won the
Oh,
season. Yeah, Nick Foles.
yeah.
Nick Foles was the quarterback. He ended up being the quarterback. But if it wasn't for Carson Wentz that regular season, they wouldn't have been where they was at.
Yeah, PGH, his Carson problem, he be up under too much pressure. And I really think it's a such thing of that. It's like he be under fire, man. He be running. I forgot it's
right.
another
Look
quarterback
at
we
that.
was watching laughing because every
Look at
time
that.
he dropped back,
All you gotta do
running
is
for his life.
look at that game. The first game of the season 2 years ago when we first got
thing,
Chase Young, we sacked that man 9 times.
the
We
thing,
sacked him 9 times.
the thing with Carson Wentz is if he got time right, and now I ain't gonna say he damaged goods because he's still good. I only want to put that on him because he didn't adapt
Yeah.
it to because he used to be people forget he used to be a runner. Like he used to be
Oh no, he
extra
still can
fast.
scramble. He still can run.
Yeah, facts. But he used to be, like a legs guy type
Yeah,
deal.
he did. He
The thing
was.
about him, he adjusted. But when he got time, he one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the game. Like
And
he is,
do or do he not got a big arm?
yeah,
That
he
Yes,
boy
he
do.
could
do.
sling that
He is
shit, man.
extremely
Carson
Yes,
accurate,
Wentz
sir.
could sling that
and,
shit.
and he accurate with that jump. He got a
That's what
long
Yeah.
I,
arm, and he
that's what I
accurate.
was saying. That's what I was saying about Scott Turner. Scott Turner said now that we got Carson Wentz, he can open up the playbook because he
He
got
could.
somebody. He could throw the
Could.
ball.
And
He
you
can
got
make all
McLaurin.
the
That's your
throws.
deep threat right there.
Yeah, he can make all the throws. He got 3 wide receivers that you cannot double one of those guys because you're going to leave somebody one on
Somebody
one
gonna be
coverage.
open. Yeah.
Yeah, you got Curtis Samuel. He's back to where he was,
Let me
and
tell
you
y'all
got
how I know what
Trey.
Washington receivers was, and this is crazy. Why how I knew how I know about your personnel without them being my team, and I'm a Cowboy fan. Watching people pick them on Mad.
Yeah,
Big game don't lie, yo. I swear to God, man, don't lie. I'm like, who? That's the first time. Like, who the fuck is this McLaurin dude? I started paying attention to him in the actual like. See, I'm like, oh, all right, it makes sense.
yeah,
It makes sense.
yeah,
Just like
but
Tyreek Hill,
yeah,
how he fast like that in real life. Go ahead and give him one-on-one coverage on that game. Watch how bad he burn your man. I don't give a fuck who it is. It don't even matter what they speed is. None of that. Get that man one-on-one coverage. He gonna smoke.
yeah, I'm gonna get off of my squad. T, how your Titans looking?
I knew you was coming to me next. I was ready for this. So man, let me tell you. Okay, the Titans. Well, okay, first I'm gonna start with the offense. Well, I'm gonna start with the offense. I better start with the defense, but I'm gonna start with the offense. The defense needs the most work, right? So the offense, I can run through this kind of quick, right? Quarterback position locked up, running back position locked up. Our wide receiver room is a question though. That we got a few wide receivers, none we got a couple of veterans. None like we got our best wide receiver is what's the guy from the Raiders and the Rams? Speedy guy. Let me
Oh, you talking about
say,
Number 11.
Brown.
no, he got traded. Brown got traded to Philadelphia. We
No, I'm talking. Didn't y'all get
uh,
Hollywood Brown?
no. We traded AJ Brown. We got Hollywood Brown. We
I'm
did
trying to
sign
think.
Hollywood Brown.
That's what I'm saying. I thought y'all got
We did
Hollywood
sign
Brown.
Hollywood. We did, but no, I ain't talking about Hollywood though. We got another guy, a veteran guy. He played for the Raiders. He played for the Rams. Hold on, I'm finna find out his name. We got a brand new crop of wide receivers. Though we got some young guys, extremely young guys. We got Traylon Burke. We drafted from Arkansas, and we got Robert Woods. Robert Woods.
Oh yeah, y'all did. Y'all got Wood. Y'all did get Wood.
We got
I
Robert
was trying to
Woods,
figure
and
out
we
who you
got
was talking about.
yep, we got Traylon Burke, and we got a couple young guys. I'm finna go to it right now. But our wide receivers is the biggest question mark on offense. You know what I mean? But the good thing is Tannehill last year, he Julio got hurt last year. AJ Brown got hurt for a certain amount of time last year. So Tannehill had to play with wide receivers he wasn't really familiar with, young guys, which is kind of how they grew a little bit. So he already he showed us last year that he could play with pretty much anybody because people forget Derrick Henry got hurt last year too, right?
Right.
Tannehill actually had a pretty good year last year. It's his playoff performance that's the question mark. So right now, regular season, our quarterback, showed up. Our wide receivers were the question. We got Robert Woods, we got Traylon Burke as our 1 and 2. Now Robert Woods got to stay healthy. Traylon Burke is a rookie. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So
Mhm.
there's so so there's that type deal. And we got a couple young guys. I'm about to tell you that. Now we got a young guy too named a wide receiver out of Ole Miss, a big guy. He been stepping up for us, playing damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. He been stepping up for us, playing damn good. Like the reason I don't know my wide receivers, y'all, is because we literally don't know who we go try out there at wide out. Like we know we got Traylon, we know we got Robert Woods. Outside of that, uh, and we got a guy called Ricky Ricky Westbrook. Ricky Westbrook. He a second year player. We got Traylon Burke, Robert Woods. We got the rookie out of UCLA, Kyle Phillips.
Mm-hmm.
He probably gonna be our return guy. He been coming on as our return guy, Kyle Phillips, and our wide receiver, Racy McMath. Racy McMath was an undrafted free agent. Right, Racy McMath is 6'3". He's from New Orleans. He played at Tennessee. He played for the Tennessee Volunteers. He's from New Orleans. He's 6'3". Damn, this nigga was born June 14th. That's the same day I was born. Wow,
Mm. Okay.
damn. But yeah, he was undrafted, but damn, that's wild. But he been showing up like he been emerging as like he may be our outside receiver. Robert Woods not naturally an outside receiver. Traylon Burks this gonna be his first year, and this dude from Tennessee, uh, Racy McMath, he been showing up big. He scored a touchdown in the last game last week. He had like 4 catches for like 50 yards or something like that. So he been showing good strides. Our wide receiver room is wide open, but outside of that, our offense is locked tight. Our defense last year was our Achilles heel. This year we got by default, right? We had a lot of young corners playing last year because of injuries. Well, a lot of those corners got better by the end of the year, and they pretty goddamn good now. We got Caleb Farley from Virginia Tech coming back. Our rookie last year, our first round pick last year, he got injured, so he didn't play at all. So he coming back this year. He getting into the rotation. Our linebackers solid, our D line solid, our cornerbacks was our biggest question mark going into this offseason. But with the moves that we made in the draft, moves made in the offseason, now our cornerbacks very well could be one of our strongest positions on defense. We got Fulton last year. He was a surprise player, a guy that got thrust into the number one cornerback position because of injuries last year, and he emerged, as our best corner. So we got Fulton and Farley as our one corner and our two corner. We got our first round pick from last year, and we got like our 6th round pick from last year, who playing like a 1st round pick. You know what I mean? So our cornerbacks young, our wide receivers young, both our outside positions is young, and those will be our weakest points on our offense and our defense. But I expect Tennessee, to do what they did, last year. I expect us to make the playoffs. Uh, we're a team. We got to get our chemistry together. Once we get our chemistry together, it takes us like 4 or 5 games to get going. But after we get our 4 or 5 games in, we be Gucci and good to go. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. We're gonna see because me and your squad meet up week 5, so we're gonna definitely see.
That's gonna
Um,
be the week we have our shit together.
yep. So shit. This we can go with both of y'all. Y'all both like Dallas, G5, and just do how y'all squad looking.
Mm, I mean, we got pieces. Don't get it twisted. We got pieces. I think it's more so trying to get people acclimated to the NFL speed. Like, I think Anthony Barr gonna be a good addition. I think he'll fill in. He don't have to be a all pro. He just needs to be a B plus type of caliber. You know what I'm saying? To fit with our already linebacker core. We already got a solid D line. You know what I'm saying? And secondary. That's my biggest thing for, you know what I'm saying, that I want to see. Linemen and linebackers, we cool. You know what I'm saying? But it's like Diggs, he'll play consistent. Hey, you might give up some here and there, but you're just not putting up 200 yards on him a game. You might give up some, but double routes he might get might because he gamble. But overall, he's just not getting dusted every play. So you know what I'm saying? If that's the case, if you look at some of the ratings, he number one in some of these ratings. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So you give and take. You know what I'm saying? He gambled because he can catch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not just because of the fact that he can't cover. He's a receiver. He wants the ball at heart. So I think we need to pick up another solid safety and a solid corner. And I think we are good money. People stepping up, so that's cool. But we need somebody that when he back there alone, like you throw it deep and get the plan, it's gonna go back the other way. Like we don't have nobody that team fear. Who they got to plan work around on our defense other than Parsons and people on the down line? That's not damn field.
Mm-hmm.
They like, hey, let's get as much we can towards Diggs, because Brown the one been getting chewed up a lot. So yeah, man, that's how I look at that, man. I think we'll be all right offensively. I think that we was talking about that the other day. I was just like, man, Dak timid to run for some reason. He had times to run. Well, just talking about it. They put in a contract for him not to run, and people chewing us up like, oh man, see Dak scared, he don't want to run. Well, he got stipulations right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For
But
just
they,
that
they probably
season,
they probably got it in his contract. If he run it, he get injured. He probably get fined some money or something like that.
shit, something we don't know. Or they probably told him if you running and it's
You
open,
on mute.
slide.
You on mute, T.
You muted, T.
T, you muted.
You muted, bro. That nigga still
T,
talking.
T talking like shit. You mute.
You talking like what? God damn. He
Well,
realized
goddamn it, funny. I was talking my ass off over here. Yo,
hey,
man,
hey, I'm
this
looking.
what they
Hey,
did.
I
This what
forgot
they
to turn my
told me. They
camera on.
told us that if you play a certain amount of games, you get this amount of bonus. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah,
probably best that you don't run. You know what
probably.
I mean?
Yeah, probably.
It would be in your best interest to not run because if you play this many games, you get 500,000 bonus, 800,000. You know how it go.
Yeah.
800,000 incentive, 500,000 incentive.
What I'm about to say. Who's your backup? Who's your backup quarterback?
I'm glad
Me,
talking to me.
Yeah, no, I'm talking to Dallas. Who's
Okay.
Dallas backup?
G5. I'm the backup quarterback.
We good, quick.
I know who y'all backup quarterback. T. I know
No,
who
I
y'all
said
backup
that's
quarterback.
me. I said
I'm waiting,
G5 the
I'm
backup
waiting for my
quarterback.
next. I'm waiting for my next go around so I can talk about our backup.
That's who Dallas backup is. It's me.
Yeah, that's what I
They
was saying.
pulled they
I
pulled
don't
me out
remember
for
who
free,
Dallas back was.
D3. Cause I mean, yeah, that's a concern too. We need somebody.
Yeah.
Who I do? Don't we still got Cooper Rush, or did we cut him?
Uh,
Y'all
I
always
gotta
have a
look, yo.
terrible ass backup, bro.
To be honest, because I'm not even sure.
I think Rush gone. I think
He
What's
Rush
I
going
need,
gone.
on?
feel
need
like
to
What's going on? Quick,
he
quick.
need to have rushed his ass right up off the team somewhere. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
red head, Cheeto head.
I'm telling
What's
you,
going?
yo. I
What's
always said when it come to them Dallas Cowboys, bro, and y'all gonna remember I said it. If they get back to running the ball consistently, they're gonna have a season that's worth talking about. I'm
Y'all,
telling you,
y'all
shore
used
up the
to.
defensive end and run that rock. Everything else will take care of itself. I'm telling you. Them
Hey,
niggas,
I
it
mean,
did
that's true
sit Zeke
because
down until he know his knee is 100%. Bro, don't give me no 70% Zeke. Let him sit down. If he got to miss the first 4 games, bro, do
yeah.
it.
And you know what's fucked up? They let this man play knowing he wasn't 100% and just allowed him to get that criticism and the critique that I told my man in
We said
advance.
y'all still got Rush.
yeah,
Y'all still
quickly
got
say y'all
Rush.
still got him. Quickly say y'all still got him.
I'm like, man, look, we gonna get criticized. I said the first thing they gonna ask. I told my man Drew, I said, yo, they gonna say he washed up or he ain't the same running back. And then some of that is true to some degree. Who the fuck is the same player that they was when they was a rookie? Who? Especially at running back. Let's just be real. Who? But that's why I had pulled up that stat a while back when we was talking about it. That's putting it in perspective. I'm trying to tell people, even with back-to-back down years, despite whatever, you could just say he ain't the same. Don't you think somebody by now would have passed him up in yardage? You know what I'm saying? I think it was since what 2016 till now. So you got to think having bad years and y'all still ain't managed to pass him. He ain't doing that bad. He's still where he need to be. They just need to utilize him correctly. I always said that. I've seen too many games last year that that led with us having less than 20 carries, not just with Zeke, but as a team. And then I'm a numbers dude, especially when we talk about football and analytics and shit. Yo, when this man touched the ball 20 times or more, yo, the record, I had to go look it up again. It's not even nothing to think about, D3. When you see this shit, it's not even worth it. When they rush, I think it's over 200 yards as a fucking
Like
team.
12-1.
They might be fucking undefeated.
Like
I'm
12 and
telling you,
1.
I
I think I
couldn't
seen
believe it,
that
yo.
graph before though. It's like
I
12
mean,
and
but
1.
that's the same thing for a lot of these teams with decent running back. It's just they so pass happy.
They
Everybody
go
want to throw the
against what
ball.
works.
Everybody want to throw the ball.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to tell. I was trying to tell somebody, yo. I'm like, yo, I don't care if they playing an all Madden defense, if that was a such thing. You don't go out there and just throw the ball. That limits you. Yeah, if you say, yo, you know what? Damn, we like for example, somebody tried to say to me, or just say in general, because they ain't put no address on it. Anybody that think the Cowboys were supposed to run on the Bucks last year don't know football. Just like yo, in football, you got only 2 fucking options. You take one away, that makes you that much easier to beat. I don't give a fuck how good the defense is. You gotta at least try them. You gotta give them something else to look at. What did
Right.
they do? Continue to drop back, throw the ball. I think Zeke might have had like 13 carries the first half. It was something wild at the end. All of that just to lose by like 3 points. So you telling me if we ain't control the clock by running the ball, we don't increase our chances of winning that game? So I'd be like, people just don't know how to analyze shit, man. You gotta be balanced, man. As me being a Dallas Cowboys supporter through these years, bro, the best seasons they had was when they was mixing it up or just being successful running that ball. Because with running the ball, then comes time of possession. I forget what year it was, yo. The way we was controlling time of possession, it wasn't even fucking close. You will literally take a team out of the game. You will lessen their chances because they're not even gonna have the fucking ball that long. Why? Because we having 13, 15 fucking play drives. You know what I'm saying? When we driving all the way to fuck down the field, utilizing the clock.
Making the
Sorry,
defense
man.
tired.
Right. Right.
They gotta do it, yo. And I ain't saying that if you don't know this by now by watching them, and I remember this a year they was pushing that this man couldn't throw the ball. So they waited till this grown-ass man got into the NFL to tell us he can't throw the ball. That very year they was pushing that narrative, he had the best statistical year throwing the fucking ball. I think he had over 4,000 yards and all that. So I'm like, yo, y'all believe Dak Prescott can't run that ball. Y'all not, I mean, throw the ball. You're not watching football. You're not watching the same shit I'm watching. He can make every throw needed to make, but he don't need to be the kind of quarterback throwing the ball 40, 45 times a game. You don't fucking need to do that. You get 30, 35, I'm cool with that. You
Right.
get into the 40s, I'm looking at you crazy. I'm like, yo, you being too one-dimensional. And I've seen it time and time again. When they're balanced, they win. It's just that simple. When they want to be one-dimensional, they might have some success for a while, but when they need that shit, it's not going to work. I've seen it so many fucking times. So many times.
What's going on, Kyle? Appreciate you coming through.
Kyle was good. Just like I used to point back to the last year. I think that was the last year Peyton Manning was in the league when he was on the Broncos. And y'all could go look it up. The end score, I believe, was like 48-51. I think we lost by a field goal. That shit started out Romo and motherfucking Peyton Manning going touchdown for touchdown. These motherfuckers going up and down the field. I'm enjoying this shit. I caught myself in the middle of that shit. No bullshit. I'm like, hold on. Like, this shit look good. But I'm start being real with myself. I'm like, who game are we playing right now? It's working, but whose game are we playing? Who drop back and throw the ball 40, 50 times a game and could beat any team in the NFL doing it? Peyton Manning, I'm like, that's not how we play. It looked good now. I said, yo, all it's going to take, one mistake and we going to lose. Romo, I think he ended up with like 4 or 5 touchdowns. They both had like 5 apiece, and he had one pick that fucked the game up for us. We lost by a field goal.
I wouldn't say that PGA said Dallas wide receivers are limited to me. Lamb and who else? And Zeke might be done too. I wouldn't say Zeke is done. I wouldn't say Dallas wide receivers are limited. You got to remember, CeeDee Lamb was the 3rd wide. He's now the number 1. Their 2nd wide, he was the 2nd last year. What's his name?
Michael Gallup.
Yeah, Michael Gallup.
He just came back.
He just came back. He was the second wide receiver last year. Yeah. He's just now getting back because he got injured at towards the end of the year.
I say let Cedric Wilson go number 1. He would cold as fuck on the way out.
Because we're stupid. The same reason we let Dez Bryant go. The same reason we don't have Amari Cooper. They stress me out.
Wilson was kicking ass.
They fucking stress me out.
He had the highest catch rate. Complete catch rating out of all the receivers we had.
Ass for y'all.
Hey, PGH, I just got done kind of breaking that down.
No,
like
Zeke not done. The thing is with Zeke,
injured Zeke is done, and you would think that since 2016 he wouldn't still have the most rushing yards. That's why I had threw that stat out there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, even with some down years.
No, I think it's more so that Zeke, I mean, you could say he's not a top back far as rushing yardage wise. He's not, because they're not using him to be a top back. They're using him to be more of a blocking back.
Let him be healthy next year. Let him be healthy next year, regardless whether they use him or not. Let him be healthy, and you will see if he done. I don't make no excuses. When dudes is done, they done. There's other shit he still can do besides run the ball. He ain't done.
I think Zeke know that.
Zeke be running
use him more as a
time
blocking back.
Time out real quick. I'm not a Zeke fan at all, right? But to say Zeke is done he's not. He's still a top back.
What was injured, Zeke? Bro? He been playing injured, and he still got 1,000.
Exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth.
But I'm trying to tell you. I mean,
we comparing Zeke. We comparing Zeke to Zeke. That's why he feel like he's done. That man is not done. Compare Zeke to the field. You only can name about 3-4 niggas better than him.
Actually, right now, if you look at it,
maybe
Zeke is the number 1 back in our division, and then behind him they got Antonio Gibson, and then Barkley. But if Barkley is healthy,
he never had a year where he was healthy and didn't produce ever. So until you see that,
certain guys can miss games and still have great stats. And Zeke one of them dudes.
One of them ones, man. Because when they use him, he fucking produced. I said the numbers back it up.
That's how you know when the player done. Not like, okay, let's say, especially a running back, right? Because they get hurt, they get nicked up, right? This how you know when the player done. When his play start dropping because he getting hurt.
No,
if he get hurt, he come back.
This is when you know that the player is done. When they only trot him out there to block, and his blocking is suspect. That's when you know that they're done.
And that's one of the best blocking backs in the league.
Right.
And that ain't me saying it. That's
if he was done, he wouldn't be sitting out there blocking the way he's blocking. He'd be like, man, they're not trying to. Man, fuck, I'm done. I'm done.
Hey,
watch that man block when they don't give him the ball. See
I
the
was
respect to a half for him.
I was watching the Cowboy game, bro. Zeke had fucking 12 carries in the first half. That man had 78 yards. That man finished that game with 16 carries for like 97 yards.
Name 10 backs that's over top of Zeke right now.
Yeah,
okay.
I want to hear this.
Hold on. I got one for him. I got one for you. PGA.
Maybe.
Okay.
Not 10.
Maybe.
There's not 10. There might be 7. There's not 10.
Put it like this. Hey, Najee Harris was taking 90% of y'all snaps last year. He had 1,300 yards, right? Okay. Zeke had a bad year and had 1,000. So what do that tell you? And they consider Najee already one of the better backs, and he just coming in.
I can tell you right now. You cannot say Zeke is not a top back because there was only 7 running backs last year that had 1,000 yards, and the number 7 running back that had 1,000 yards was Antonio Gibson. He had 1,037. There was only 7 of them, and Zeke was one of those 7. So you can't say there's 10 backs that's better than
my running back played 10 games, had 937 yards.
Yeah. So you can't say there's 10 backs that's better than.
See, PGA, he happy because they done drafted well. Hey, I guarantee you, if they didn't draft this well, Pittsburgh didn't draft well with this sleeper draft, he wouldn't be talking this stuff, bro.
8 games, 913.
And then I want to put this in perspective, yo.
Yeah,
look how many games he didn't touch the ball 15 or 20 times. Look how many games, and he still had 1,000 yards.
Put it like this: if Zeke was done, we saw the year that Tony Pollard had last year. If Zeke was done, do you think Zeke would still be the number 1 running back for Dallas? No.
I'm telling y'all, and for them people that was making that case, Tony Pollard, this and that, it's a reason he's a backup, man. I've seen this story a million times. You put him as the starter, I guarantee you his numbers will drop.
He's Swiss.
They will start keying on his ass now. Well, he won't be the backup plan. They'd be like, okay, now we keying on number 20.
Let's be honest. I don't like Dallas, but I know
I could throw his ass at wide receiver.
What good players are. I know what good players are when I see them. And I say that all the time. On paper, Dallas have one of the most talented teams on paper. It's just they can't never see
always like clock management, penalties, like bad play calling. You get what I'm saying? I've seen this shit time and time again. That's why
situational play calling.
We over at D3.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I see talent with every squad, whether I like the team or not. I know when I see talent, I know it. And Zeke is not one of those guys that I say was done. Now, I'm gonna tell you a guy that you could say is probably done as far as a running back. If you want to say, okay, Zeke is done. A running back that I would say is done is when we was looking at Chris Johnson his last year at motherfucking Kansas City. Then he went over to not Chris Johnson.
Derrick Johnson.
Yeah, Derrick Johnson. Those guys. Even Chris Johnson when he was with the Titans. He was
done when he went to motherfucking not even Jets. Who was there? That last team he was done, man.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
He got cut for somebody.
Remember Jamal Charles?
Cardinals. Chris Johnson with the Cardinals. He was done.
Naheem Harris is not better than Zeke.
Najee.
He's not better than Zeke. Alvin Kamara is close to being done.
Dalvin Cook be hurt more than Zeke. So how you gonna throw Dalvin in there? Najee.
Christian McCaffrey be hurt more than Zeke.
Alvin Kamara cold as fuck, but he be hurt more than Zeke.
All those guys you named, how many of those made 1,000? How many of those had 1,000 yards last year?
And they don't even have a body of work. They don't even have a body of work.
I'm gonna take Derrick Henry off because Derrick Henry only played 8 games. Derrick Henry only played 8 games, and he still almost cracked 1,000 yards. How many of those guys had 1,000?
Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor. I'm just telling you the people that's in the room, PGH, right? in the room, no order. Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor,
bro.
Najee Harris,
Hey, you
Joe
see that he
Mixon,
got Najee
McCaffrey,
after
Nick
one
Chubb.
season, bro.
That's 6.
Najee
Them
after
other
one
ones
season.
debatable. That's 6 though. Them other ones
Come
debatable,
on, bro.
and they debatable
Come on,
too.
bro.
Najee is
Come
debatable
on.
because he played 1 year. Jonathan Taylor is debatable
One.
because he played what 1 year, 2 year, 1 year. He debatable because he played 1 year. You know what I mean? Joe Mixon, that nigga, I like him. You can argue that one because he been there for a minute. Derrick Henry, that nigga. Everybody else, bro. McCaffrey, he legit. He been playing for a few years. Yeah.
But
Zeke
McCaffrey's
is really
injury
Zeke
prone.
is 4. If you go on body of work, arguably you could put Zeke 4 or higher. You can put him 4 or higher.
Yeah, I just being real. Ain't no 10 running
McCaffrey's
backs
injury
better
prone.
than him.
I wouldn't trust McCaffrey over Zeke. McCaffrey's injury prone.
Them
We don't
other
know if
guys
he'll play a
young.
whole
Them other
year.
guys had 1 year, 2
Hold
years.
on,
Did
Nah,
you
you can't put them up.
You
PGA?
not
Did
saying,
you see Zeke rookie year? We
PGA,
talking about
hold
records.
on, let
Did
me
you
say
see
something,
Zeke
bro.
rookie year?
You not saying,
You see
nobody's
the shit
saying
he
that
did his rookie year. He went crazy.
Najee can play,
I'm a Titan
but
fan. I'm not
one
even a
season
Cowboy
don't
fan.
crown the
So
man, bro.
He said
One.
a rookie. He said a rookie
Shit,
record.
y'all think our line went up last year? Come on, bro.
Any of those
Come on.
dudes you named, did any
Y'all
of them
would
had a
have
better
done.
rookie year than Zeke? Any of them?
No,
Any of them. I'm talking
Hey,
about all the dudes, all of them. See what I'm saying?
not
We talking
not
about
hey,
had a
records.
better
our line
rookie
was
year than
banged up
Zeke.
the whole year. We was banged up on the O line.
I'm being real. Give me a healthy Zeke and show
PGH,
me.
you talking about present. Okay, you talking about present. If that's the case, Christian McCaffrey shouldn't be in there because the motherfucker's injury prone.
And Zeke still got more rushing yards than everybody in the league since what, 2016, I think it was.
Christian McCaffrey didn't even break 1,000 yards last year. Zeke did. So you talking about ancient history? Christian McCaffrey didn't break 1,000 yards last year.
That's why I put that in
Neither did
perspective.
Alvin Kamara. He didn't break 1,000 yards
That
last
man
year.
had 2
I
off
just
years and
PGA
still leading in rushing.
people. For them people
Bro,
that can name, you can
bro,
argue.
PGA, bro.
Everybody else,
Hey,
Zeke
PGA,
got
you
him.
my guy, but you was still a dick riding, bro. Like, dog, we ain't say his rookie year was a long time ago.
We
He had
talking
a
about
bad
last
year.
year.
The man playing with,
Yeah, I
he
just
playing with a knee.
asked the question. Mm-hmm.
Last year it was 7
Bang
people with
line
1,000
still got
yards. Zeke was
1,000
one of them.
yards. So
Zeke
come
was
on,
one of them.
bro. Like y'all gotta stop
Telling you.
this shit, bro.
Look,
And
McCaffrey,
injured.
I gave you McCaffrey. I gave you Derrick. I gave you Derrick Henry. I gave you Joe Mixon. I gave you McCaffrey. I gave you Nick Chubb.
hold up.
Everybody, and
He
I
said
would
McCaffrey.
give you Kamara. I
The
would give you
man was
Kamara, but he
was
been hurt
injured
a
and
couple years.
underutilized and still hit
He been hurt
1,000.
a couple
Got
years.
1,000
Just think
yards.
about that.
He said McCaffrey is healthy now.
I'm
According to
giving
what?
you
According
Chubb,
to
McCaffrey,
preseason?
Mixon, and Derrick Henry.
No,
Derrick,
listen,
everybody else.
I'm using it in perspective. McCaffrey is healthy according to preseason. We're not talking about preseason. We're talking about regular season. We're talking about regular season.
Aaron
Like
Jones nasty. Aaron Jones nasty, bro, for the Packers. But he not better than Zeke. He nasty though. He been cold for a couple years.
As a running back, he's not better.
I put him after Zeke. I put Aaron after Zeke.
You're not putting the ball in Aaron Jones' hand to say win this game for him.
PGH. In that order, PGH.
He's good
in
in
that
the
order,
passing.
PGH.
He's good in the passing. He's not a better running back than Zeke. He's a good passing back.
Henry.
He's a good passing back. He's
Derrick
not a better
Henry.
running back.
Derrick Henry. To be real with you, bro, I put Zeke behind Derrick.
What's going on, Bruce guys?
To be real with you, I put Zeke behind Derrick, bro. Derrick.
Hey,
Derrick.
it ain't. It's pointless. It's like telling going back and forth with a Bud fan, bro. On this situation, PJ, that's fair.
We talking numbers.
I'm just total body of work.
I'm not even
I put Zeke behind. Actually, total body of work.
I'm not even talking about body. We could talk about just last year. Those guys that he put on there, how many of those guys cracked 1,000 yards last year?
His numbers was in the top 10, better than the top 10. 7,
Hey, we talking about ancient
number
history.
6.
We talking about ancient history. I'm talking about just last year. How
Yeah,
many of those guys you named?
And he averaged 4.2 yards a carry. Do that sound like a running back that's done?
They ranked higher than Zeke based off of last year. Them guys only played 1 year.
1 year, bro.
And that's why I brought up the rookie season.
And you running with
that. His rookie year trumps all theirs.
PGH.
You talking about setting records and breaking records and shit.
Being a better back is not just running the ball.
I'm not
You know,
gonna
it's
sit
more
here
phases to
and
that
I'm
game.
not gonna sit here and cap for no Dallas Cowboys whatsoever.
Facts.
But
I
the
would
man
never
is
do
not
that.
done. The man is not done. And like I said, he's one of only 7 people to hit 1,000 yards last year. You name it,
got
all these other
multiple.
people that you said
He
is
got
better than him.
multiple 1,000-yard seasons.
His
You said all
numbers,
these
he was
people
Multiple
seventh and
touchdowns.
tied 6 for touchdowns. He's inside the top 10 at that.
Multiple touchdowns.
So if that's being done, I'll take it. Fuck it.
right. That's all I'm saying.
Being the
You
top,
said-
better
you-
than
you-
the top
you keep
10 back
saying-
is
you
being
keep
done.
saying
That's
all
bogus,
this-
first of all, but I'll
Man,
take
we hard on running backs, bro, for real.
it.
No, I'm looking at what he's done lately. Since you say we're talking about ancient history, I'm looking at what he's done lately.
Yeah,
He's
that's all I'm
one of the
looking
top, one of the 7 that made 1,000 yards. One of the top 6 or top 7 that had touchdown yardage. I mean, touchdowns as a running back.
Tied number 6 for touchdowns.
Yeah, number 6.
Okay.
For touchdowns. So that doesn't look like a running back.
Hey,
He was number 7 in yards.
So he's at
And
least
Hurt-
a top
he's-
10
and
back,
he's-
top 7
And
back.
he's
it
one of
sound
the
like.
best.
And
He's one of the
underutilized.
best blocking running backs. One of the best blocking running backs.
That's a fact.
Doesn't look like a man that's done. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not once again, I'm not a Dallas fan. You see the burgundy on me. I'm not a Dallas fan.
But you
I'm
still
I'm
able to
gonna
give
say-
credit where it's due. That's the difference. That's what type of fan I am. I know other players are good. I don't care if you're in the division. You know what I'm saying? I know a good player when I see one.
He
Well, I
said,
feel like I do anyway.
he said keep the same energy the
Hey,
year
social security number
when
is
Zeke
643.
is trash. When Zeke's stats is trash and worse.
I mean, you'll just be banking off something that didn't even happen. So you just hoping on it.
He just more
PJ,
consistent than the
PJ,
guys that you talking
That
about.
goes
bro.
for
That's all.
anybody. That goes for anybody. When a person fall off, then yeah, they fall off. But right now, as we looking at it before this year start, Zeke is one of the guys that's
For you to say
in the
1,000,
top 10.
for you to say 1,000, how many receiving yards Zeke had and shit? For you to say a dude that accumulated 1,000+ yards on offense is done, bro, that's tough, bro. That's tough, man. That
That's
man
like saying
how many
that's like
touchdowns
saying,
did he
that's like
account for
saying
last year?
a wide
Receiving
receiver is done because they don't get 1,000 yards receiving.
He accounted for 1,000+ yards on offense, rushing and receiving combined, 10+ touchdowns, rushing and receiving combined. Right? He done, bro. That's a efficient NFL player. That's an all-star right there. What they sound like to me.
And what he had 47 catches, and that ain't even got nothing to do with the
Alvin Kamara quickly say Alvin Kamara is ranked higher than Zeke, yet he only had 300 more yards than Zeke while he was injured. I believe that's that pretty much.
Kamara is the one that you could argue, right? He the one you could.
And he better do it this year too.
Is Henry? He said McCaffrey.
Stop.
Mixon, and who else? Henry, McCaffrey, Mixon.
I'll go back to
Nick
that pup getting big.
Nick Chubb. And Kamara is the one you could throw in there, but he be injured sometimes too. And Zeke, he a top 7 back, no matter where you cut it, no matter how you cut it, where you cut it.
Yeah. So
that's
top 7
people
is
right there.
being done.
That's 7 people.
All I'm saying is Zeke is in the top 10 as far as running backs.
Taylor is a rookie. Dalvin Cook would be hurt like he cold.
I'm not
Dalvin
saying
Cook is elite, but
I'm
the
not
other
saying
two guys young.
that's the thing is we're not saying that Zeke is the best running back. We just saying he's in the top 10. There's other guys that's going to be better than him. Yeah, he's not done.
You call him the top 10 running back done, bro.
Yeah, he's still in the top 10. Now, it's going to be other running backs that's going to be better than him. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
but
he is getting older,
10.
man. He is
He's
getting
still in the
older
top 10.
each year. So, you know what I mean? Exactly. I don't make excuses for
when
people.
When the niggas was saying Adrian Peterson was done, and the nigga almost he hit 2,000 yards the following year. They were like, Adrian Peterson is done, and then the nigga hit 2,000 yards the following year.
Adrian Peterson wasn't done until he got to us.
I mean, that's all. I'm just saying, nigga,
Mm-hmm.
I want to give somebody a status of being done before.
I think that's what I be trying not to be overly critical, and I damn sure ain't gonna cat. Trust me, I'm a realistic Cowboy fan. I will call one of them motherfuckers out in a heartbeat. I'm trying to tell you, you'll be looking at me crazy. Think, yeah, ain't that your team? Yeah, I'm just a real one, man. I'm telling you. When a motherfucker is done, I will call it.
Especially me, I'm so hard on quarterbacks. I be having to be reasonable. I be having to realize that I can, man, look, for real. I drag a quarterback in a second, in an instant, dog. I gotta be right.
How many arguments I had over the years for Tony Romo? God damn, you wouldn't believe it, boy.
And I actually didn't think he was that bad.
Who that?
He was
Romo?
he wasn't clutch. He wasn't clutch, right? But he wasn't a bad quarterback.
Yeah, I'll say he was one of the best undrafted fucking players I ever watched, especially at the quarterback position. That shit.
He overachieved for sure. He for sure overachieved.
I always said the biggest issue with him and just being real was he had to make too many of the plays. I don't care what you say. I believe that. It's a team game, but at the end of the day, this man can't even make a fucking mistake. An average mistake that a quarterback can make. You fucking throw the ball 40, 48, 50 times, 52 times. One of them shits might get picked off. But that one, that's the only mistake he made, and we will lose.
It's based off what they think he gonna do. The Cowboys gonna throw the ball 40 times a game.
You know what I'm saying?
They basing off what they use him as. If you count him as a pure running back,
I bet
he's going to be in the top. He's going to be in the top 10 in far as rushing.
When it's all said and done,
I don't care for the rankings.
When it's all said and done, I bet you he'd be top 10. When it's all said and done.
Yeah, I don't be caring about their rankings. They rankings be.
I really don't.
I'm just saying, 7 times.
The rankings is going off of what they believe is going to happen. They won't know until the shit actually happens.
We really talking about the actual number.
Last year, though, PGH, what they actually did, he'll be ranked in the top 10, top 7.
And it's crazy. They got him ranked 17th, but all his stats was inside of the top 10. Inside, but you got him. That don't even make sense. That's why I don't pay rankings no more.
They just pissed due off.
Hell yeah! I'm like, what the fuck? 17? Like you
inside the top 10.
Inside, not just hovering at the 10. He inside the top 10, and they got him 17. They gotta go to hell, man. I hope he healthy this year, and if he's healthy and he don't perform, I guarantee you I'll be the first person to call it out.
I mean, Pollard could take majority of the snaps if Pollard was a good blocker. Pollard's not a good blocker.
Say this, and I'm gonna mean it. That'd be a mistake if he's healthy. If Ezekiel Elliott is healthy and he don't get the bulk of the touches, that's a mistake for the Dallas Cowboys. That shit look good when you put in certain situations and you only ask to do well in spots. He carries a fucking load. That's what the difference is. I would have no problem. I would love to see bench Ezekiel Elliott and put Tony Pollard in and show me he a better running back and he can consistently do this shit game in and game out. When the focal point is on him, not number 21, when it's on 20. And you show me he can still do that.
He's not big.
That's what a lot of people don't understand. When you are every down back, and then you have somebody that just coming off the bench for a spot to give you a breather. Yeah, you might break for 15 yards. You might break for a 10-yarder here and there or whatever because you're only coming in for a breather.
Yeah, remember that
a whole game.
Yeah, remember that year the Giants had like 3 running backs and they all had like over 1,000 yards or some shit like that.
Right.
Remember they didn't keep them. They was calling like Earth, Wind, and some shit. Brandon Jake. Remember it was like 3 of them. They split them up. Prime example. None of them dudes ever replicated that season, and that was only breaking 1,000 yards. That's my point exactly. That shit looked good together as a unit. He looked good off the sweat of Zeke back. No disrespect to him. That shit looked good when you.
Dominique Ward, Jacobs, and somebody else.
Yeah. Ward, Jacobs, and
somebody else.
Was it Bradshaw? Ahmad Bradshaw?
Bradshaw. Yep, Bradshaw.
That shit was never the same. You split them motherfuckers up. It's different when they keying on you. They got a game plan set to stop number 21, not 20. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it go. That's just what it is. He could slip himself in there and do well in spots. But I guarantee you that shit will change.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing for like when you game plan for a starting quarterback. Remember that year that Dak Prescott came in for Tony Romo? Everybody thought Dallas' season was over. They were like, "Oh yeah, Tony Romo's down. We're going to Dallas is done." And Dak Prescott got in there and fuck
and
that
balled
motherfucker.
out and
I was
balled
like,
out.
what the fuck? I said, I'd rather have Tony back in this bitch. I'd
Yo,
rather
I'm
have
telling
Tony
you,
back in this
man.
bitch.
I used to be so honest with that dude. Yeah, he make mistakes and he ain't the most clutch, not by any stretch, but I always used to be honest. If you just watch it and not be emotional, not being a hater, just watch football. Why he got to make most of the fucking plays and he can't afford to make mistakes the way another quarterback would. You make a mistake that one will cost you the fucking game. It could be a perfect game. I swear y'all go back and watch that fucking Denver and Cowboys game. You will see exactly what I'm saying play out. He played a perfect fucking game. He made one mistake. It was an interception and we lost the game by 3 points. Like, yo, I just nah, man.
He was laying on the field with his hand in his helmet.
Telling that shit used to be ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, Tony was one of those guys that I always say. I called him. Just wait for it. 'Cause
Mm-hmm.
he
Yeah,
going to
it was
make
coming.
mistakes.
Pick
Nah,
was
You gotta
coming.
nah,
wait
Pick
for
was
it.
but
coming.
Tony could go motherfucking 30 for 34, have 400 yards, but when they get down to that fourth quarter, he go cough that jump up, bro.
But you know what it was for me? It was even deeper than that. It was just like you could watch him make every play you need any player, any quarterback to make all game. But then when you look around and see like who else don't making a play, his defense ain't stopping nobody. You get what I'm saying? Just think about what I'm saying for a minute. 48 points. Just think about if you scored 48 points every single game this year, your team. Any of y'all team scored 48 points every single game in a year. You tell me how many wins you think you'll have. And I'm saying
Every,
that
every game except for maybe one.
you get what I'm saying? 48 points on a normal basis is good to win any motherfucking game on any given Sunday. But when you're a fucking Cowboys fan, 48 points might not even be enough. This is what you up against. This is just real shit. It's just the way I see the game play out. I'm
And that's
telling
what I
you,
was about to say. That's what I was
they,
going to
they
say about
margin
your
for
team
error
this year.
is like so much smaller because maybe Romo will be balling, but the defense ain't shooting him no bell. So every time he score, he got to score again because they're going to score on us. You get what I'm trying to say? And
Yeah.
it's like at some point, you might make a mistake because he's prone to making them shits, throwing picks. And I've seen it all, man. Stress
Yeah,
me
that's
out.
true. That's true. But that's the same thing I say about y'all team this year. That's why I said I
Bro,
don't understand why they gave up Amari Cooper because y'all putting
they
more
want to
pressure
pay him.
on the defense now. Y'all
They
putting more
want to
pressure on the defense, and y'all defensive coordinator. I'm glad y'all got him because
pay him.
that nigga stinks.
They ain't want to
That
pay him.
defensive coordinator stinks. I don't know what the fuck he called the right plays in the beginning and the middle of the game and like towards the end. He's like,
Telling you, bro.
what is he doing?
I watched
Same
that
thing,
shit.
same thing like the Eagles. The Eagles off. I mean, a defense coordinator.
Telling you.
The Eagles got a hell of a talent defense, but their defense coordinator is
A
horrible.
main problem, they always had players. They never had like units. Like they had players be good. Like, know what I'm saying? Look at the DeMarcus Ware era. It's no fucking way in hell the Cowboys shouldn't have got at least one ring with that dude, man. This is exactly what I be talking about. When he was that good, who else was that you could look around the defense and say was on that fucking level as a player? Period. Anybody?
The
No.
only
And
the
I
only
say, yo,
person I would put up there with DeMarcus Ware was that safety I had. What was his name? That nigga.
talking about you ain't talking about that white boy because I think
No, black dude.
um I gotta go back and look. I can't even think. But man, the same shit happened with him though. Look how good he performed. We never got a ring with him. They didn't want to pay him. He go to Denver the first year and get a fucking ring. I was so happy for that dude. I'm telling you, man. I watched Dallas like nobody else. I'm telling you, I'm not one of those delusional dudes that tell you we gonna win the Super Bowl every year. It's so real. I be calling shit out before it be happening. I'm telling you, me and my man laugh at this shit all the time. I be mad. He be laughing because I be mad. And then I laugh when he be mad. Like I literally got to a point where I learned how to not be mad. I just did that last year.
What's going on, Thomas?
Man, I'm telling you, my motherfuckers stress me out.
Oh, hold on one second. Hold on one second, y'all. Hold on.
What's good, Tony? Yeah. I see that left me up here. What we was talking about? Is I haven't been watching football, but I might start. Yeah, man. I stopped watching football and basketball shit for like a year, but it wasn't because for no reason in particular. Goddamn, I just kind of fell up out of it. But I started back about 2 years ago. Type deal.
I stopped with basketball consistently. I started just catching games here or there.
Yeah.
Football,
Yeah.
I was ready to take
Doing
this
all
year
right,
off.
Thomas.
I was ready to take this year off. I swear, I was ready to not watch no football this year. That's how bad last year was for me.
Appreciate it, dog. Appreciate it.
Okay. He said my team stinks. Shit, all of our teams stink.
Yeah, so I did receive it.
Okay. Bro got his Washington gear. Okay.
That joint about to go in the frame. I'm about to put that joint in the frame.
D-Man was good, bro.
Going in my daggone my room. I got a room that I'm setting up for nothing but Washington gear. I got my Sean Taylor towel and jersey, and I got my Daryl Green jersey. I got a couple more Redskins stuff too.
Football hit different, man. Your team lose. Remember, we lost a close game last year. My man called me complaining as if I ain't watching everything. Yo, you fucking see this shit, man? Yo, I'm about to just take a nap, yo. He just got tired. He got beat so bad, he just got tired. The game was close, but he was that frustrated. He's like, I'm about to just take a fucking nap. I'm telling you, that's how bad it been. I've been through that. They had you not want that, you'd be ready to call out of work the next morning. I swear to God, Monday morning, you had to wait Sunday night for your team to lose.
No, I used to love that shit coming to work, especially if it was a Washington in the Dallas game or anybody in the division. I'm coming to work and Washington just won.
Bro,
I'm walking into work. The niggas were like, oh fuck.
I'm telling you from the rip.
Because I'm the type of motherfucker, I'm gonna rub that shit in.
Bro,
Niggas gonna be mad as shit at
that's
me.
how people do it when we used to lose, but I don't do it the other way when we win, though. I don't know why. I just ain't like that. I'd be like, it was a good game. I just be glad that they can't talk no shit.
I let motherfuckers rub it in when we lose because I know
Thomas,
the
promise
Dallas
you,
fans is going to
I've
rub
done
it
that
in.
at least 2 or 3 times in my life. I'm not even gonna hold you. Called out because the Cowboys lost on Sunday. What? Hold on. We couldn't just get it out the way. We couldn't have a 1 o'clock game. Better yet, maybe the 4:15, 4:30 joint. We couldn't have that. You made me wait all night, all day. I gotta watch everybody else team win. We prime time football Sunday night. It's beautiful out there. And we lose, then I gotta get up and go deal with some shit. Nah, I'm out, man. Listen, man. I'm gonna see y'all Tuesday, man. Don't even look.
I don't think I ever did it. I went ahead and took it on the chin like a man. I don't think I ever called out. I know people who have. I know people that was Washington fans that called out when Dallas won.
That shit hit me like, man. You know what?
Called out when Washington won. I've seen it. Like my cousin, my cousin, he's a diehard Dallas fan. This nigga, I remember. I can't remember. It was the night that we had. It was the night we had Mark Murphy, Mark Brunell as the quarterback. Mark Brunell was the quarterback. He bet me and my brother, because me and my brother, we are Washington fans. He bet me and my brother $150 that Dallas was going to beat Washington. I lied to you not. At halftime, the score was 37-0. This nigga went in his room and got in the bed and cut the lights off.
I'm telling you.
That's me. That's me when my team lose.
I told my brother, I was like, hey, go get my money.
It's just like a certain like wave of tiredness just come over you. All of a sudden, you just don't need it being up no more. Like, look, I'm gonna just go ahead.
I don't even what's going on, St. Louis.
Time for bed.
I don't even be sleeping. I be in this motherfucker.
Like if the Cubs lose this game right here, it's gonna be time for bed.
Don't dare turn to ESPN the next day and you gotta listen to Stephen A. Smith. He gonna make you want to find his address. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yo. You be like, you know what?
That was the funniest shit. Because I'm sitting there watching the game. We at my cousin's house. We're in the living room, hyped this shit. I'm like, Washington beating the shit out of him. I looked around, I was like, hold up.
Bro.
What the fuck is Tyrone at? I was like, that nigga Wu said he went back, he went to sleep. I said, man,
I'm
go get
telling
my
you,
money, man.
it's real.
Go get
Yo,
my money.
it's real, man. They beat it out of you, yo. And then all that could be a 3-point loss. They hurt the most. I'd rather have just got blew out. Just blow us out. Just blow us out. Do not do that shit like
Early.
I
Do
did
it.
in Green Bay
Do
when
it.
Dez
Do
caught
it
that.
early.
I think it was a Monday night game too, if I'm not mistaken. It was a Monday night game because I remember he went in the room, turned the lights. It was
The
even
whole
Sunday.
world watching. Why would you lose?
It was even
Ain't got
Sunday night.
home.
He said, "Why would you lose?"
Why would the whole world is watching?
It
They
was
gave
even a Sunday night
everybody
game.
all night to watch
It was
out.
either
And you
Sunday
gonna
night or
lose?
Monday night because I remember it was nighttime when we was watching the game because he went in the room, cut the lights off, and went to sleep. I was like, "Fuck no!" I was like, "Well, when you go get your money, go get mine too."
Oh, for real, man. Sick as that.
I mean, I think the only game that I was literally upset about, I think I was like mad and I turned the TV. I was like, man, I'm not even watching this shit no more. Was that
Time is just blow us out, bro.
that Monday night game that Michael Vick was playing for the Eagles and they fucked us up that Monday night game. I was like,
He was good.
I was like, man, I said I'm a Michael Vick fan, but I don't even like that nigga no more, man. I don't even like that nigga no more. So they fucked us up that night. I was like,
I remember the first time like
Hey.
something like that happened where you usually like somebody until they do something like or an actor in a movie, motherfucking do and play their role so good you stop liking them for a minute. Like, man, I don't like this motherfucker no more.
football is I'm more
Same
passionate
with the
when it
players. You like, man, I like Vic, but not tonight, man. He got 178 yards rushing on my team. I don't like
comes-
this dude.
he fucked. I think he threw. I think they beat us like 42 to like 7 or some shit like that. They blew us the fuck out. I know that. They blew us the
Everybody
fuck
up,
out.
Vic.
It wasn't even close. By halftime, that shit was done. Niggas was leaving the stadium at halftime. They was leaving. I was like,
And it's crazy. The last game I went to was in Philly Stadium. It was home and shit. Me and my brother went and watched the Cowboys play them. That's when Romo was still playing. We had DeMarcus Ware and Dez Bryant still, and we won that game. It was a good game. But when you there, it's like I wouldn't have been mad if we lost because I don't know why. Because I guess because I was there.
them games be the most heartbreaking, especially when it's against a rivalry in your division.
That was my first time going to
Those be the
Man,
most
what?
heartbreaking games.
Especially when your team been doing good the whole year, right? Say your team have a winning record and some more shit.
Yo,
You
I'm
play a
telling you,
sorry-ass team in your
they gonna
division,
lose the
and they
time.
beat y'all. You play the worst team in the division, they beat
My
y'all.
brother was like, I knew they was gonna fucking lose. I'm like, man, it was a good game. We seen a Cowboy fan get kicked out because he started arguing with like season ticket holders. They arguing with him because
That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about with DeMarcus Ware. It was Darren Woodson. Y'all had Darren Woodson and DeMarcus Ware at the same time.
Yeah.
Let me go back and look. It's one of them. I know who you talking about. I can't think of his name.
It was Darren Woodson because I remember I was like this motherfucker because he reminded me of a Sean Taylor. That nigga used to be hitting motherfuckers like crazy.
Dan Wilson definitely was one of the hardest hitting safeties.
Yeah. I remember they were saying, Washington got a hard hit because Philly had Philly had that other dude.
It was Roy Williams with the
Roy Williams. That's what it was. Roy Williams. But
I'm mad it took me that long to think about it. You said safety, I couldn't think about him.
Y'all had Darren Wilson too, though.
Yeah, that was before. Yeah, y'all had Roy Williams. That's what it was. Roy Williams, not Darren Wilson. Roy Williams. But it was y'all had Roy Williams. We had Sean Taylor, and the Eagles had Dawkins.
The fact. They all was smashing shit. All of them. No bullshit. All of them. Sean Taylor just was special because not only could he hit, he could cover the field. He had that crazy speed. He was intelligent as hell, yo. Definitely was ahead of his time.
Yeah, those were the three hardest hitting three of the hardest hitting safeties in the league.
He'll knock your fucking head off. I used to love Roy Williams, man. He used to come up big for us, man. I'll never forget
until he got to the end of his career, and that nigga was still trying to hit motherfuckers hard and was missing like a
bitch. It's like when you hit stick and mad and then you miss. You hit stick and mad and miss and shit. That's how them shits was looking.
That nigga was he would go for the big hit and miss, and them motherfuckers would score a touchdown.
Yeah, he fucked shit up, man. Hell yeah. I remember he stood Brandon Jacobs up at the goal line, made him fumble. Man, I'm like, yeah, I used to love Roy Williams, man. He was getting in there to hit him, motherfucker, and hurt him.
Yeah, Ken Hammer.
I think he had broke T.O. leg with the horse collar.
Ken Hammer, he was decent. Y'all best safety for Seattle was Earl Thomas.
Cam Chancellor.
Earl Thomas was y'all best safety for Seattle.
Cam Chancellor wore that number 31 too. He was smacking shit.
That boy was smacking shit, man.
Smacking shit.
Big ass linebacker.
Troy Polamalu, he was good too.
It's good like too. After them, it got softer though. Like they limited that. Now, who the hardest hitting safety in football?
You don't know because they can't hit nobody hard no more.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's like now it's like the fuck.
Yeah,
it's different.
Because the last big hit
Darwin James. Darwin James.
It probably was. Well, actually, I wouldn't even call him a big hitting safety. That nigga he became a daggone bodybuilder and fucked his whole career. Yeah. Motherfucker, LaRon Landry. He was supposed to be. It was supposed to be LaRon Landry and Sean Taylor as the safety force. LaRon Landry was the strong safety, and Taylor was the free safety. But Taylor ended up being killed.
What happened to Taylor Mays?
Injuries and shit like that.
I remember Taylor Mays.
I remember.
Yeah, I think he. I don't know if he's still hanging around.
I haven't heard nothing.
I know exactly who you're talking about. Number 2.
I heard about it for. I heard about him for a few years, and then I heard nothing else about him.
Let me see something.
Yeah, I ain't hear nothing else about him. I heard for a few years, and he was gone. Well, I don't know if he's Ryan Clark. I don't think Ryan Clark was ever a big hitter like that.
Yeah, he was smoking shit. He was little, but he was smoking.
I mean, we had Ryan Clark, so I mean,
no, he wasn't really as good as he was at Pittsburgh as he was for y'all. He was the man at Pittsburgh. He had them
we had him first, and then we let him go, and Pittsburgh picked him up.
Yeah, y'all had old Ryan Clark.
No, we had the young Ryan Clark. We had him first, and then we let him go. He went to Pittsburgh. We had him first.
I think he played for y'all second.
No, he played.
Who he played for at the end of his career?
He played for Washington first. Then he went to Pittsburgh, and then he came back to Washington.
Okay, yeah.
Last year was like 2016, I believe.
He was kicking ass in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. He came. Like I say, he played for Washington first. He left and went to Pittsburgh, and then he came back to Washington. We had the young. That's what I'm saying. We let him go before he actually matured into the game. Yeah, before he matured into the game, he was still young, and so we had Darryl Green and Champ Bailey at the time, and then we wasn't trying to let Champ Bailey go.
He's funny.
Yeah, we had Champ Bailey. We wasn't trying to
let him go. They smart. They motherfucking talking about lockdown corner.
Yeah,
it's almost like
let Champ Bailey go. So we ended up
who the lockdown corners now? I know we got a special talent.
The closest one to a lockdown is Jalen Ramsey. He's the closest to a lockdown.
Champ Bailey was one of my favorite players growing up.
I like Diggs. I like Kyle. I like Diggs. I like Diggs on our team, man.
No, Diggs is good, but I wouldn't call him a lockdown.
I ain't gonna say that yet, but I like him.
Yeah, I won't call him a lockdown. The closest to a lockdown is
he's smart. He's smart and active. Like that's why I like him. You know what I'm saying? He's smart and he's active. Marcus Lattimore, lockdown. Okay.
I mean, yeah, he's up there. I don't
know
if I'm
back up, like because that's how frustrating. Gilmore and Lattimore. They more of a system corner. I wouldn't call them so much of a lockdown corner. They're more of a system corner because they're not. Yeah, Tom. That's why I like Diggs. That's why I like Diggs. He gamble. He'll get he'll get caught because I think that it's just like a boxer and taking risks in boxing. You take it down to get clipped a little more. So it's like he gonna get caught every now and then, but I like the gambling that he do because them shits be paying off, man. That boy's special. All them picks had a pick. I forgot how many games in a row it was. That's why I knew he was special. I'm like, oh, this dude really keep picking the fucking ball off. I'm like, oh, all right, this ain't no fluke. I'm like, all right, picking multi-pick games and shit. I'm like, Diggs is nice.
Was that Diggs that y'all? What year y'all get Diggs? Last year or the year before?
I think the year before. I think the year before.
Y'all got Diggs the same year that we had got Terry McLaurin because y'all wanted somebody to check Terry McLaurin. I told y'all Dallas always got to counter what we do. Dallas always counter what we do. The year that we had got RG3, I think y'all picked up a corner or a safety. Y'all pick up Eli Apple. Y'all picked up Eli Apple.
Yeah, we got him. Yeah, we got him in 20.
Yeah, y'all picked up.
He balled out last year with them 11 picks. Man, he was going crazy.
Yeah.
Yo, all of our stars on offense. All of our stars on offense. Guess what round they was picked up in?
What's that?
The third round. Terry McLaurin, third rounder. Antonio Gibson, third rounder. Jahan Dotson, third rounder. Who else we got?
Goes to show you, man. I think with football, to me, yo, if you got it, and you ain't even got to be the best in the world, but if you got it, you really put the work in, I think it's a place for you in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? And these third round people ain't like they don't got it. You just got people that probably had bigger numbers or whatever the case, bigger stars. But that's like when you continue to put the work in as an athlete, man, you can find your way in
No, not Jahan Dotson. Jahan Dotson wasn't the third round. He was the first rounder. It was Brown. That's what it was. Brown was the third rounder. Jahan Dotson was the first rounder.
Second and third round pick.
Who?
Pick that did they plan on making the team?
Who? Brown?
No, second and third round picks.
No, second and third round. They usually make the team.
If they pick you right there, they plan on you making the team. You might not necessarily play, but they plan on you making the team at least. You will have to blow your own spot type shit.
I think Sam Howell was a third round pick we got this year. He was either third or fourth round pick we got this year. I think he was a third round this year. I think Sam Howell was
Marcus Lattimore. You talking about Lattimore? We talk sports. I think dude named that's Gilmore. It's defined from the Patriots. Don't Gilmore play for the Patriots?
He used to. They traded him.
Or they traded him.
Yeah, I think he went to. Did he go to? I thought he had went to.
Y'all ever had that happen to y'all? Y'all get a jersey of a player, and then when you get it, it's like shortly after they ain't even on a fucking team no more. Like you don't even get a fucking.
Yeah, I was so happy that I didn't get an RG3 jersey because I was gonna go buy one too.
RG3.
Yeah, I was gonna buy an RG3 jersey, and then he got injured. Matter of fact, the day that he got injured against the Ravens, he's a sports analyst. You see him on ESPN as a sport analyst. Mm-hmm. He was the backup to Lamar Jackson year before last. I think was it last year? Last year, yeah. Yeah, last year was his last year. Now he's a sports analyst.
Fucked his career up, not wanting to slide.
Right. And then he end up being a backup for the team that fucked his career up.
What's his name did him dirty too, though? The coach, he ain't care. He did that on purpose. That man was hurt. You still put him in that game. He got hurt more. He was never the same from that fucking play on. I know y'all know what I'm talking about.
Who you talking about?
RG3.
Oh, you talking about that Seattle game? That Seattle
Shanahan still had him in.
You talking about that Seattle game?
Was it? I know he took that extra hit, like toward the sideline or some shit. I believe it was, and
I think that was the Seattle game in the playoffs.
Literally, never was the same again after that. Remember, he was hurt. He had some type of leg, some type of injury, and they still had him in. I'm like, yo, they crazy. They don't care.
Yeah, that was the Seattle game in the playoffs. That was the game he came back. He came back in the playoffs.
He's already hurt. and he don't like to slide. He say he not sliding. You mix that in like with the fact that he already hurt and he not gonna slide. Like that's an injury waiting to happen. You ended that man's career prematurely.
And then they told him, they said, we're gonna make you a pocket quarterback. And he was like, nah, I don't want to be a pocket quarterback. I'm a running quarterback.
Because he
like,
could
you don't know how to slide, nigga.
That's what I'm saying. You gonna take hits like you too small, bro. You athletic, but you way too fucking small to be getting smacked by them big ass 200-some pound players, bro. Knocking your fucking ass around. When I seen Romo in person in that Dallas game, yo, the first thing that came to my mind is how. That's what I said. That's when my respect for him just grew different. I looked at him as opposed to the rest of the motherfuckers standing around him. And he over 6 feet. But his frame and body, I was like, this is like a scrawny dude. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm like, how is he able? He avoids.
I'm gonna tell you who he look like. I'm gonna tell you who Tony Romo looked like in person. Tony Romo body frame in person looked like T.
Yep.
He looked like T in person.
We the same height, 6'2", 170 pounds.
Yo, slim ass.
Body frame was like T in person.
I looked at him. I looked at Dez Bryant. I seen DeMarcus Ware. I said, yo, it is a fucking huge difference in terms of just frame. I said, look at DeMarcus Ware arms damn near came to his kneecaps. Long ass arm. Like, yo, these dudes is huge. I look over at Romo. I was like, man, respect to you, because I don't know how you survive amongst these big ass dudes. That's why they was breaking your damn body up when they hit you, because you small as shit. Taking a big ass hit.
Who would y'all consider as the biggest bust as far as quarterback in the last 15, 20 years?
Shit, me.
I know mine's right off the top of my head.
I think Marcus Russell was pretty bad.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
That shit was unreal because he was so big. He had there was no way you didn't have a future if you could have stayed disciplined.
That nigga, DeMarcus Russell remind me of
Young G.
No, he remind me of what's his name?
Remind me of Young G.
Zion Williamson.
Yeah,
that's what remind me of. That nigga he ate himself out of the motherfucking league.
I think he look like Jeezy. Shit, what's the name? He gained weight, got too much muscle, and got himself out the league. Remember that receiver, David Boston?
Yeah.
Fucking arms. That boy really worked himself out.
He used to play for the Giants.
Big ass arms. Man, he used to play for David Boston, Miami. I think he played for a couple teams. Yeah,
I think he did play for the Giants 1 year or a couple of years. If I'm not mistaken, I think he did play for the Giants. I could have sworn he played for the Giants. I remember his name, but I could have sworn he played for the Giants. Or am I thinking about another David?
He came from the what's this? The Chargers, I believe.
Am I thinking about another David at the Giants? I could have sworn it was the Giants though.
You talking about David Tyree on the Giants?
I know him. That nigga, he was only a one-hit wonder. He had that one catch. And
that was his last catch too. That's funny. That was his last catch, and that shit pissed me off because I specifically remember that next year on Madden, everybody could helmet catch all of a sudden. So I say only one motherfucker did it for real, but now all of a sudden it's just next year on Madden, everybody a fucking helmet catch king now. That shit used to have me mad as hell. Telling you, that's how we used to play Madden faithfully and watch these games on the Sundays.
But I'm about to get ready to get up out of here, dog. I've been on here for like an hour and 30 minutes. I'm about to get up out of here. I know somebody else about to get ready to come on, so I appreciate y'all brothers coming through, holding me down. If y'all got some last words, go ahead and get your last words on.
Who your picks for the day, D-Free? Real quick.
Oh, yeah. Run down the games. Run down the games.
We got. Hold on, let me get to it. We got Carolina Panthers versus New England Patriots at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m.
I got Carolina.
I got New England in that one.
Okay.
We got New Orleans Saints versus Green Bay Packers at 8 Eastern.
I'm gonna go with New Orleans Saints because Green Bay ain't gonna play this. They ain't gonna play Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers don't never play preseason. I'm gonna go with New Orleans.
Yeah, I got New Orleans in that one too. And we got Texans versus Rams.
Who?
The Texans versus the Rams.
I'm gonna go with the Rams.
They have the Texans in there. Yep. Them three there.
So I got.
Yeah, I like Javon Curse, bro. Yeah, I like
uh,
Javon.
Yeah, he's a beast. Hell yeah, T a Titans fan. Ain't no way he a fan. It ain't like Javon Curse. That's
Big
like
90.
Javon Curse is a monster.
like asking me if I like DeMarcus Ware.
That's the freak. Javon Curse, the freak. Yeah. He was a monster. But yeah, let me go ahead and get up out of here. Y'all can give y'all last words.
You gonna be doing these weekly?
Yeah, I'm doing this every week.
I try to make sure I tune in with you, man. Y'all already know I'm over here on YouTube. I fuck around and go live in a second anyway.
I'm gonna try to do this. I'm gonna try to do a Thursday before the Thursday night game instead of doing them on Friday. I'm trying to do them on Thursday before. I'm gonna do them Thursday before the Thursday night game. That way we could do our picks for the week coming up. For Thursday, Sunday, and Monday, we can do our picks, and then I keep whoever come on the panel. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna try to have the same people every week come on the panel. But if somebody else want to get on the panel, y'all can get on the panel or whatever. But I'm gonna try to have the same people. We could just have we can have the weekly picks, and then we'll see who has the best record of their picks at the end of the year.
Yeah, I like that.
That's cool. I try to stay locked in, make sure I could, rock this season out with you. Now you got me. You gonna make me watch more football now. Now I gotta watch more football because it just out of respect for the show. Like I gotta, you know what I mean. I can't just be up and down. When it's my team, I ain't got to, I already know what it is with them. But I'll just be tuning in. I mean, shit, we in the same division anyway. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a lot of shit to talk.
Right.
Next year together, man. Some weeks you're gonna be crying, and the next week.
People like, what's going on, my brother D Free? I'm like, y'all just won the game before. I'm be like, man, what's going on with you, dog? I ain't trying to hit this shit right now. What's going on with you, man? You mad as shit, but I keep it 100. Fuck it. If we fucked up, we fucked up. I'm not that type of person. I'd be mad during the game, but after the game is over with, I go back and analyze.
I don't be so because y'all gonna make this shit funny. It ain't no way you could seriously really be mad fucking with y'all. That'd be a mistake. That'd be the wrong place to cover. You best stay offline if you really that mad. Yeah, I always find ways to laugh. Like I start laughing at my man now because he be mad.
We got the fantasy we're doing on this joint too. I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing the weekly picks. And then we're doing the fantasy as well. So I'll be talking about what players that if you got them on your squad, what players you might want to put in, what players you might want to sit down, and y'all can ask questions as well in the chat or just put in the chat which players that should you play or whatever. And I'll let you know what I think about those players and the teams that they're playing against or whatever. So yeah, it's gonna be an every week thing. And y'all have fun. It's definitely gonna be fun. But I appreciate y'all coming through, man. Like always. So you got any last words, teams, or you good?
Nah, man. I appreciate you letting me slide through this jam, man. Y'all can find me on YouTube, Southern T Pound TWT. You know what I mean? Southern T Boxing and Sports. Same old thing, man. You click in either one, that junk will pop up. So appreciate you letting me slide through this thing, man.
All right, man. Justin, you got any last words? You going live?
You already know. Yeah, man.
Y'all waiting on to go live, yo.
I just felt like talking about some duck. I see two
Let's
people.
Go. I'm watching this game right now.
You already know I'm coming through. You already know I'm coming through.
Y'all already know what I'm doing, but man, I'm sick of this shit. This ducking shit going on. I'm ducking, but
I'm in there. I'm there already. Folks. What time you going on?
Give me like what time is it?
It's 4:51.
5. Shit, maybe an hour or less. Okay. I'm gonna just get my thumbnail shit together and y'all get that shit. I'm definitely going though. I'm gonna get that shit right.
Okay. I'm off today, so I'll be here. Even if I was working shit, I'd still be there.
Y'all know this is my job, so
yeah.
All right, I appreciate y'all, man.
You already
Well,
know,
hey,
bro.
All right.
Yeah. All right.